hands up in the sky. Billy's we rooting for ya. Then we there on this stage, mashing up the crowd. We make the people hands go way up high. Say we 45, we hands up in the sky. 'Cause everywhere is right, it's right. Every Billy's run, put up the flag them straight. Show them say we great. This is what you made of. We solid and we don't break. So put up the flag them straight. Show them say we great.
Tonight on Love Live at 6, our leading stories. A swarm of killer bees leads to the drowning of 21-year-old Xu Lu. An 86-year-old Canadian traveler dies at the Philip Goldson International Airport as he awaits a flight to Houston. Belizean national Lloyd Levi Thompson is deported from the U.S. and taken directly to the Belize Central Prison. Forensics director explains the rationale behind reopening cold cases from the 1998 to 2020. Magistrate Court launches its own website to help the public navigate court procedures. Chamber says payments linked to Oscar Mira's relatives raise serious concerns, but they await the auditor's report. And the SSB hands out 85 secondary and tertiary scholarships. Those stories and more tonight on Love Live at 6.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in distributed energy solutions, delivering innovative solar technology trusted around the world. Engineered for reliability, designed for sustainability, built to power every scenario, powering homes, empowering businesses, creating a smarter energy future for Belize. For residential hybrid systems that maximize energy independence, to homes across Belize benefiting from smarter, more efficient power management. GrowWatt off-grid solar storage solutions bring dependable electricity to locations beyond the traditional power grid, providing clean, reliable energy whenever and wherever it is needed. For businesses, GrowWatt delivers powerful commercial and industrial energy solutions that help reduce operating costs while improving energy security, including proven installations right here in Belize, helping businesses operate efficiently with dependable solar energy systems. As transportation evolves, GrowWatt EV charging solutions help power the future with clean energy. Need power on the move? GrowWatt portable solar power solutions provide flexible energy for construction sites, events, emergency applications, and temporary installations. GrowWatt delivers energy-smart solutions for a greener future. Distributed in Belize by Llano Supplies, 112 Ranchita Village, Corozal Town.
Cada conexión es más que solo una señal, es un estudiante abriendo las puertas a su futuro a través de la educación digital. Una mente joven atreviéndose a soñar en grande. Nuestra cultura compartida con el mundo en tiempo real. Y héroes cotidianos respondiendo al llamado del deber cívico. Cuando nos conectamos con Digi, empoderamos a Belice.
No right. Garbage in the streets, creating dump sites, throwing the trash on the highway. We not fit do that. Only we could stop this. Each of we play an important part in protecting our beautiful country. This that we believe. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
Pelican is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. Pelican, the beer of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Pelican in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Pelican Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Pelican beer for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
Good evening. Welcome to the evening news here on Love Television for today, the 7th day of August, 2026. I am your host, Ernesto Vasquez. A 21-year-old woman lost her life earlier today after entering the Belize River in an attempt to escape a swarm of killer bees. An urgent appeal on social media mobilized authorities and civilian divers, but despite a search lasting several hours, the operation ended tragically when the body of Xu Hualu was recovered shortly before 4 o'clock. We join reporter Zena Augustine, who has the details.
An urgent appeal for help posted on social media shortly after midday today would later lead authorities and civilian divers to a tragic scene along the Belize River. At approximately 12:37 this afternoon, social activist Michelle Verdon called on persons near the Whitfield residential community just beyond the Hallover Bridge to assist a father and daughter who had reportedly been attacked by a swarm of killer bees. The post indicated that the young girl had entered the river while attempting to escape and could not be found. Reports are Xu Haolu and her father had been walking along the Philip Coulson Highway when the swarm attacked. The two reportedly ran in separate directions, with Lu seeking refuge in a nearby river. When she failed to resurface, witnesses quickly alerted the authorities. Police and the Belize Coast Guard were called to the area, while civilian divers also joined the search. For several hours, the team combed the waters as relatives and concerned residents waited for word. Two of the divers who participated in the operation explained the challenges they encountered and how Lu was eventually located.
So talk to us about the experience of rescuing this young girl.
Honestly, it was a little bit breathtaking due to the depth of the water. All we could have did was free dive and try to scroll the area and see how fast we could have gotten the body out of the water. Due to the darkness of the water, it was a little intense for us to see. We still pulled through. We had the faith and the courage, and we did what we had to do to get it out. Probably about 3 to 4 hours in the water. I felt excited to know that at least we could have gotten the body out for the family, because I know they pretty much feel this. It's tragic that their loved one is in the water and they passed away due to the drown. But thanks to the hope and to the faith of my team, we managed to get the body out of the water and bring it forth to the border. This is what we train for, right? Every time we hear someone drown, possible death, we feel as a lifeguard, right? So every time we could help and assist when it comes to things like this, we are going to be there.
And I really want to condolence to the family. Thank to my top instructor, Chaplain, for doing a good job. Appreciate it, man. The Adora team, is just love, right? We show love, but we don't, we come out a lot, but we try to show respect to everybody. These guys was working, teaching swimming classes, and they wanted to left the classes, but we are telling them that we have to take care of the team out. But see, the whole team is here, all instructors are here. Thanks to my team, again with Evan, for doing a good job on Chaplain.
At approximately 3:40 this afternoon, Lou's body was extracted from the Belize River, bringing the extensive search to a tragic end. Commander of the Belize Coast Guard, Rear Admiral Greg Sabaranes, spoke about the Coast Guard's response and the operation to recover the young girl.
We got a call from police, from Marciano, that an unfortunate incident had occurred where a young lady had jumped in the river as a result of being attacked by bees. And so he was asking for the assistance of the Coast Guard to do a dive operation, to which we responded. Whenever we do dive operations, there are several things that we have to consider now. We look at the current visibility, but our guys activated with the assistance of other divers, and fortunately the young lady was found. With the lifeguards, we have our internal to the Coast Guard, we have our own system of training when it comes to water operations and conducting this type of operations. But we're always grateful for the assistance provided by other personnel who would contribute to the overall dive effort, as we saw here today, a collaborative effort between Coast Guard divers and supporting divers in locating the body of the young lady. It's not easy. It's never easy because you're talking about the death, loss of life. I've been a diver for years. I've recovered personnel, people who have deceased in the water, and it's never easy. There were times when I myself shed tears because of the situation, especially when you're talking about a young person such as the one today. And so it's difficult, for divers, for people, when you have to retrieve someone like this from the water, knowing that their parents, their loved ones are right here. Sometimes you do become emotional.
Police are expected to continue investigating the circumstances surrounding the incident. A post-mortem examination is also expected to determine Lou's official cause of death. The tragedy has left her family and members of the water community in mourning. Zane Augustine reporting for Love News.
And Canadian national James Stanley Wood died at the Philip Goulston International Airport around midday today after suffering a medical emergency while awaiting his flight. Preliminary information shows that the 86-year-old traveller was in the departure area preparing to board United Airlines Flight 1405 when he became ill. Attempts were made to assist Wood, but he was later pronounced dead. The cause of his death has not yet been officially confirmed. The relevant authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding that incident. We will provide additional details as they become available. A Belizean national Lloyd Levi Thompson was returned to the country today after reportedly being deported from the United States. At around 1 o'clock this afternoon, the Love Newsroom received reports that Thompson arrived at the Philip Goulston International Airport on a flight from Dallas under police escort. He was transported to the Belize Central Prison, arriving at approximately 3:49 this afternoon for processing. A person bearing the same name was previously featured in a Crime Stoppers Belize wanted notice. That individual, described as being from the Corozal district, was wanted for questioning in connection with a police investigation. Love News has not yet independently confirmed whether the returning deportee is the same person named in that notice. The authorities have not disclosed the reason for Thompson's deportation or clarified why he was taken to prison. Love News will keep following this developing story. In an update to the curious fish kill in the River Valley area, a release sent out this evening indicates that the Department of the Environment has detected extremely low oxygen levels in sections of the Belize River affected by the recent fish kill, but says it has not yet identified the source or any responsible party. DOE teams conducted assessments from near Banana Bank upstream of Santander Farms to the Burrell Boom Bridge. Significant fish deaths and changes in water conditions were observed along an approximately 17.5-mile stretch between Isabella Bank and Grace Bank. Preliminary testing found extremely low dissolved oxygen in areas with significant fish mortality. Elevated conductivity, chlorophyll A, and turbidity were also recorded at some locations. The DOE says those conditions can adversely affect aquatic life. Water samples have been collected from several points along the river, including the Santander Farms drainage system and downstream locations. Fish and sediment samples are being analyzed to determine whether contaminants contributed to the deaths. The department is additionally assessing other developments, activities, and possible discharge points in the wider area. Satellite imagery from before and during the incident is being reviewed for changes in water conditions, land clearing, and other possible contributing factors. The DOE stresses that no source or responsible party has been identified. Any conclusion will be based on laboratory results and the full body of scientific evidence. The precautionary advisory issued on August 5 remains in effect. Residents should not consume fish or other aquatic resources from those affected areas or use untreated river water for drinking, cooking, food preparation. Livestock or pets. The advisory applies only to untreated water taken directly from the river and does not affect potable water supplied by the Belize Water Services Limited. The DOE says further updates will be issued as verified laboratory findings become available. As we reported yesterday, the National Forensic Science Service is renewing efforts to identify approximately 20 sets of human remains recovered across Belize between 1998 and 2020. Some have remained unidentified for as long as 28 years. The NFSS Director Jian Cho explains that limited information about possible relatives has made it difficult to determine their identities.
Since we started the project, recently we were able to hand over one set of skeletal remains to the next of kin through our representative. In the next month or two, we're expecting DNA results to come back for about 3 additional cases that we have already over the past few months sent abroad for testing. So if those 3 come back as positive identifications, we'll also be doing the reunification or the handing over of those remains to their next of kin or their loved ones, because that's the ultimate goal. We have approximately 20. I say approximately because some of the scenes that were processed several years ago, they may have 2 sets of remains in the state. That's why I say approximately. Sometimes when you get the skeletal remains combined, it's a bit, you can't definitively say it's one person. It might be 2, right? And so that's why we round it up. We don't use exact numbers and say exactly this. In addition to us going out and trying to review old archive case files, which will take some time. Parallel to that, we're also having this public outreach, which we had already envisioned from a few years back. Once we had enough information that we're ready to make it accessible to the public, to provide information on their relative or their friend. That way the information comes to us, as well as we're working with police to try and track down some of these very old information, media reports, police reports from the late 1990s, early 2000s, right? So you could imagine the difficulty in trying to obtain some of the dates, the possible names, the possible locations. We have been using a lot, thankfully, media reports. The media has done a very good job over the past several decades in documenting not only when a skeletal remain was recovered, but also when they interview family members. So we're using those as well as part of the information gathering process. Parallel to police and forensics trying to reach out to some of these possible relatives, and now this public form that we're asking individuals to submit.
The NFSS has introduced an online form for relatives and friends of people who went missing during that period. If the information submitted matches a case, the respondent may be contacted to voluntarily provide a DNA sample for comparison with the remains. Cho says the NFSS is also working closely with the Belize Police Department since some of the remains may be connected to criminal investigations.
The remains are in our custody. Police is supporting the process, but right now forensics is leading the process of identification, the process of reaching out to families, and when the time comes to hopefully hand over the remains, the forensics department is the one that passes the custody, whether directly to the family member or to their funeral home representative. But police has to be present to witness these certain parts of the process, especially if, and bear in mind, some of the missing persons may have been individuals who were lost at sea or who got disoriented and maybe got lost on farmland, but also some of them are homicide victims, right? And so that's why it's important to keep police involved in every step of the way. Should one of these cold murder or homicide investigations that have gone cold over the years is able to be reopened or reactivated to pursue new leads that this process might provide. The online form that we posted is asking when the missing person report was made, so we can try to correlate if it's one of these remains that were recovered from 1998 or 2020, where the person was last seen, their name, what they might have been wearing the last time they were seen, any distinguishing features or marks. Bear in mind that it's not the full body that we have that was recovered. It's just bones, it's just skeletal remains. So if they had like certain things that you could determine from a skeletal examination, like a broken bone, knee surgery, arthritis, that can help us to narrow down and say, all right, this particular set of skeletal remains might be this person. And their contact information is probably the most important part, so we can reach out to them. Because again, that's the problem right now. There's a gap in information in who these persons might be. We can collect samples. We have from many of the skeletal remains. We've done what we call an anthropological examination. This was about 3 years ago, where we determined estimated age, estimated sex, estimated height, estimated ancestry. So we have what we call bioprofiles. We could extract DNA from the skeletal samples and get a genetic profile, but without someone's DNA to compare it to determine if it's their relative, whether their son, their daughter, their parent, their sibling, etc. Without that DNA profile to compare it to, then all we have is still an unidentified person.
If a positive identification is made, the remains will be returned to the deceased person's family for burial. The service is completely free. NFSS says it is not requesting any payment or banking information. And the form is available through the QR code on the agency's online notice. If you want more information, you can call 205-2164 or email info@forensics.gov.bz. The Belize Magistrates Court has launched its own website, marking a new step towards improving public access to information about the country's lower courts. The online platform was officially introduced this morning at the Grand Resort and Residences through the PACE Justice Project, with funding from the European Union and support from the United Nations Development Programme. The website provides information and guidance on the magistrate and family courts, their services and court procedures. Chief Magistrate Deborah Rogers says the platform is currently information-based, but there are plans to expand it with forms and links to other relevant services.
For now, the website is mainly a resource-based website. We have updated several of our application forms. Persons who would have interacted with the court before know that several of our application forms came in a half sheet with very vague information. It required the name of the plaintiff, the respondent, their contact information, and you had about a 2-inch space to explain your entire claim. And so we appreciated that that did not help the public when they came for assistance to the court. We now have separate application forms for landlord and tenant matters, small claims. We have updated our general application form. We also have a frequently asked section. What is bail? What is a summons? What do I do when I get summoned to the court? Where do I go? If I can't appear for the court date, how do I ask for an adjournment? I don't want to have to travel to Belize City or to Cayo. Can I get a virtual hearing? How do you do those things? So this website is meant to be a tool to assist the public on how to operate when they come to the magistrate court. This is a big win for the magistrate court. For quite some time, Belizeans have been asking us to have an online presence so that they don't have to battle with phone lines and calling the court to be able to access information or having to travel long distances to get the guidance that they need. And for the longest time, we haven't had a prominent presence online. We were usually just a drop-down arrow on the Attorney General's ministry website or on the senior court's website. So now we have our own platform where we're able to speak for ourselves and really meet the public halfway in helping them understand how we operate and the role that they play in the justice system when they have to interact with us.
The initiative forms part of a wider regional effort to improve access to justice across the Caribbean. European Union Representative Elizabeth Mary Lanzi Masukini says the project began approximately 4 years ago, involving Belize and several other Caribbean countries. With the regional program expected to wind down in about 6 months, the website is among the tools intended to leave participating countries with a more accessible justice system.
The website is one milestone of a bigger reform process that we're supporting in Belize to support the justice sector transformation. The website is crucial because it brings the sector closer to the people, meaning that without a website, people have to get on the bus, travel for hours, spend a lot of money, try to go get the form. They have to rely on information from their friends or their neighbors or relatives that may be wrong. They have to be on call for a long time trying to get an answer. So it's really complicated. So what the website does is that it makes it easier for the people living in Belize to be able to get clear guidance, clear information, download the forms on their own, and kind of get information which is in plain, simple language, not legal jargon, because we know that can be really tough, in Spanish and English. I took a look yesterday night while I was preparing to talk today. I think it's really great. I think it's a great start. I found it user-friendly, easy to navigate. I like the fact that it's in 2 languages. Of course, we know there's more languages spoken in Belize, but perhaps that will come gradually. So all in all, 10 and 10.
Court officials say the platform is designed to help members of the public better understand and navigate court processes, particularly those who may not have immediate access to legal assistance. In other news, the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry says government payments to businesses linked to relatives of former Cabinet Minister Oscar Mira raised serious concerns. Mira and former Defense Minister Florencio Marin Jr. were placed on leave while the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security is audited. However, BCCI President Giacomo Sanchez says the ongoing audit must determine whether procurement rules were breached.
Just off the cuff, it's extremely highly questionable because of the nature of who we know are heading the respective ministries and so on. So, I mean, it goes without saying. I mean, you wonder if it's, you know, some sort of abuse of power and position and that kind of thing. So, until the final audit is completed, then we'll know for sure exactly what determinations can be made by the government.
And lastly, from me, what kind of tender should the government be employing, or probably different types, for there to be trust from the public that they are doing things the way they should be doing it, and we are getting a bang for our buck?
It's not so much what kind, I believe, it's how quickly is the public made aware of when these things occur. So the earlier we get a sniff of how contracts are awarded, et cetera, I think we can make an early determination if it's a insider or that kind of questionable type of transaction that is occurring.
And no, we're not aware at all. So are you confident that when they put in place the central procurement unit, that it's going to resolve a lot of these concerns that we have?
I think it's a wait and see.
The BCCI is recommending stronger smart stream controls, including alerts for unusual transactions, limits on invoices processed for one supplier, checks for duplicate payments, and separation between officers entering and approving transactions. The Chamber says the audit must establish whether the goods and services were delivered, whether government received value for money, and whether procurement procedures were followed. And the Chamber says increasing government's $10,000 procurement threshold would not by itself prevent abuse. As it stands, Chief Executive Officers can currently approve certain purchases of up to $10,000, while larger expenditures require additional oversight. These smart stream disclosures raise concerns that transactions may have been divided into smaller payments to avoid that scrutiny. Blue Economy Minister Andre Paris has suggested increasing the limit to $15,000, while PM John Briceño has agreed that it should be reviewed. BCCI Chief Executive Officer Kim Aikman, however, says the existing threshold is reasonable if the rules are properly enforced.
The letter to the Prime Minister did not specifically talk about the threshold. We believe that it's not about the threshold at all. I mean, and I don't think that we are advocating to increase the threshold. The $10,000 is fine as long as the processes and procedures are upheld. I mean, in the private sector, if I am spending more than $1,000 or it doesn't, I will have to seek a further authority. So the process has to happen, and that is what is not happening now. Also in the private sector, we have a system that we call Transvision that flags anything over a certain amount, or if you are doing a transaction without the proper approvals, it flags it, and then you have to go back and get all the processes in place. So in our view, it's really not about the threshold. As the president said earlier, it's the people behind, because I think the systems are there, they can be tweaked. It's just how we do it. It's the people.
And government has proposed a central procurement unit and a digital portal to monitor purchases across ministries. No revised threshold has been formally announced. In political news, the race for Belmopan mayor is already heating up, with political newcomer Richie Galvez expressing confidence in the support his campaign is attracting ahead of the March 2027 municipal elections. In an interview with us, Galvez said he's impressed by the number of voters applying to transfer their registration into Belmopan proper. While those transfers must still be processed and approved by the Elections and Boundaries Department, Galvez believes the interest signals growing momentum behind his mayoral bid. Galvez says young people will be central to his campaign and, if elected, to his administration. He says the capital's youth must be given a meaningful role in shaping Belmopan's future.
We're focusing on the new registration at this moment and the transfers. We know that the transfer period ends end of August, so we're making sure that we do our part to get our people registered. Now, very impressive, the numbers. Oh my gosh. Now, Belmopan youngsters are very proud. We have a long list of people that we need to get registered, and we're trying to do it daily. And it's working out pretty fine. Very impressed, very impressed. I was once 20 years old, I was once 25 years old, and I've always advocated for young people to have a voice, seat at the table, and I think right now is a great time for young people to, like I said, ignite, to wake up and to take advantage of this opportunity we have right now. Young people know what I'm about. I represent them from day one, so it's nothing new. They have a relationship and a bond with me, and I think that plays a huge role in what's happening right now.
Galvez is seeking to unseat incumbent Mayor Pablo Kawich, who is pursuing a second term after leading the People's United Party to control of Belmopan City Hall in 2024. Kawich defeated his mayoral opponent by almost 900 votes in that election and has publicly dismissed Galvez's chances of defeating him when voters return to the polls in March 2027. Galvez, however, says he's not discouraged by the mayor's confidence. Asked by Love News to respond directly to Kawich's assertion that he has no chance of winning, this is what Galvez said.
I said from the get-go, I'm not into the back and forth. I'm not into the personal attacks. I'm more focused on the solutions we need to the problems and issues we have here in Belmopan, practical solutions to the challenges that we endure here in our city, youth empowerment, the better relationship with the business community, and just putting Belmopan on a different level. So yes, if you want to say it, I am inexperienced when it comes to old politics, but I'm experienced when it comes to new politics. And yes, indeed, I do have a big popularity when it comes to the villages of Roaring Creek and Kamalote. Why? Because when I started my community services and projects in Belmopan decades and years ago, they had asked for help, and I asked somebody if I could help you, I help you. And okay, if you could vote for me or not, it's from the heart, and they show me back love. So, of course, people will say, boy, Roaring Creek and Kamalote, Garichi, Belmopan, and majority of the country as well, because I've helped a lot of people, but one thing I do to help people and talk about it or help people and post it up, And I think that's exactly what happened in this situation. But yeah, it's sad. It's kind of sad to see dismiss the young people of Belmopan. And I will be honest, ever since that interview that the mayor did, he has galvanized the young people, ignite them, spark them, and the list just to grow now. So I think I should say thank you, Mayor.
The emerging contest pits Kawich's record as the sitting mayor against Galvez's call for new leadership and stronger youth involvement. With the municipal elections still several months away, both men are working to consolidate their support in a capital city that has experienced closely watched political battles in recent years. Ultimately, Belmopan's voters will decide whether to grant Kawich another term or place City Hall under Galvez's leadership. Don't go away, we'll be back with more news after the break.
People, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
From a well-established hardware store, now we online giving you more. Home job site Household appliances day or night. Shopping for supplies made easy and light. Click, click, boom, and the order done. Building in Belize just got more fun.
Why wait long in a line? Save your energy and your time. Delivery pulling up right by your gate. Castillo's hardware making building great.
Feel smarter, shop easier.
Castillo's making life sweeter.
Anytime,
Anywhere, hardware shopping without a care.
browse online, get what you need.
Fast and easy with lightning speed.
Pick up or delivery, choose your way.
Castillo's got you covered every day. From your phone, just tap and buy. No more hassle, no more.
Do it best with Castillo's hardware.
Belize is calling for change, and the future is in her hands. Meet our 4 incredible delegates competing for the crown of Miss Earth Belize 2026. Join us for the national pageant on August 8, 2026 at the Belize City Civic Center. Tickets, general admission $10, VIP $100, and ultra VIP tables $1,000. Seating for 5, wine and charcuterie included.
Tickets will be available for purchase at all Paint Boutique locations, Onyx Beauty Lounge, and Medisco.
Be a part of the movement. Beauty for a cause. Miss Earth Belize 2026.
Belize, you feel it yet? Carnival season there. Creole Heartbeat there too. One brand new showcase band celebrating for we Creole culture with rhythm, with pride. Come wear the beautiful costumes. We talking you on the road. Join the band. Call 600-7453 or email creoleheartbeat@gmail.com. Creole Heartbeat, come feel the rhythm.
Back to school tax-free days are here again. Saturday, August 15th and 29th. The Belize Tax Service is pleased to inform all consumers that General Sales Tax (GST) will once again be waived on eligible school supplies. In addition to the existing exempt zero-rated items, the government has approved the following school supplies to be GST-free for the designated period. The approved items are taxable items, tax-free for the approved days, pens, uniform material, ready-made uniforms, binders, folders, highlighters, markers, pencil sharpeners, calculators, regular and scientific, scissors, folder pages, graph paper, typing sheets, rulers, Bristol board, correction fluid, whiteout, eligible footwear, black school shoes and black tennis shoes, tape, brown paper book cover, crap paper, newsprint shop paper, liquid soap, glue, geometry set, lunch kits and boxes, socks, hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Exempt zero-rated, notebooks, textbooks, workbooks, school bags, pencils, crayons, lead pencils, erasers, and pencil cases. Remember, check your receipts after purchase to ensure GST is not incorrectly applied. Report any abuse or non-compliance by calling 613-2773, 613-8375, 614-5731, or 613-2840. For further assistance or information, please visit or contact any Belize Tax Service office countrywide. Our team is ready to assist.
Dengue and Zika alert. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that as we enter the rainy season, be aware of the dangers of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These are infectious diseases that are transmitted by the bite of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are most active in early morning and late afternoon. Activities that should be done to prevent dengue and Zika include: avoid having containers that can collect water in your yard. Cover water storage containers such as drums. Change the water in flower pots every 4 or 5 days. These are ideal breeding sites for the mosquito. With the elimination of breeding sites in and around the yard, dengue and Zika can be avoided. Dengue and Zika begin with sudden onset of high fever. Other signs and symptoms include rash, joint pain, eye pain. The public is also encouraged to use mosquito repellent spray or lotion on the body or clothing. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. A health and wellness message from your Ministry of Health.
Back to School 2026 with the Angelus Press is here. And this year is bigger and better. We're talking unbelievable deals all summer long. Starting June 15, stock up on all your school essentials.
New notebooks, check. Fresh backpacks, check. Prices that make you smile, double check.
Mommy, I want my new Samsonite backpack.
That's right. Samsonite still offers a sweet 1-year warranty. And hey, you even get a free merch with purchase while supplies last. Stay in the loop by following the Angelus Press on social media. Every Friday during our back to school season, look out for our jaw-dropping This Stuff for Real deals.
So before you shop, make sure you follow
The Angelus Press, your back-to-school headquarters all summer long. The Angelus Press and the Love Foundation, transforming lives with love.
The BCCI's Expo Belize Marketplace is back and celebrating 30 years of Belizean innovation, enterprise, and business. Save the date and join us on Saturday, September 12 and Sunday, September 13, 2026 at the Marion Jones Sports Complex in Belize City from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Experience Belize's premier marketplace where entrepreneurship and opportunity come together under one roof. From exclusive deals and promotions to delicious food, drinks, and live entertainment, the Expo Belize Marketplace has something for everyone. Whether you're shopping, networking, discovering what's new, or simply enjoying the Expo vibes, this is one event you don't want to miss. Celebrate 30 years of business excellence with us at the Expo Belize Marketplace 2026, where Belize does business. See you there. Sponsors include
Once again, good evening. Welcome back as we continue with the evening news here on Love Television. The Social Security Board has awarded 85 new scholarships to students entering high school and sixth form as it celebrates 25 years of investing in education. The awards were presented today at the Biltmore Plaza Hotel under the theme Empowering Future Generations Through Education. The SSB Chief Executive Officer, Jerome Palma, said the program reflects the organization's commitment to supporting Belizean families and investing in the country's future. Love News anchor Tamar Jones, who received an SSB scholarship in 2003, was among the guest speakers. She encouraged the new recipients to make full use of the educational opportunity now being provided.
I knew my parents, they would have struggled down to the bone even if they had to sacrifice every penny of their savings. But at what sacrifice? Would we have had to miss meals? What would you have to sacrifice so that I could get this education? And then a lifeline appeared. We saw that announcement that the Social Security Board was launching their annual scholarship program. I think at that time it was probably the second year, maybe the first year. And my mother saw it in the Amandala newspaper, and she brought that announcement home, and she said, let's get to work. Let's apply for this scholarship. Let's try. And the fierce protector that she was, she got all the paperwork done, right? She got the income tax returns, she got the pay slips, the report cards, all those documents. And I had a responsibility too. My one was easier, but still very nerve-wracking. I had to write, I had to explain to a panel of people that I'd never met before why I, little old me, Tamar from Crooked Tree, deserve this chance. Someone believes in you. Don't take this investment lightly. When high school gets hard, I know there are some tertiary awards as well. When tertiary gets hard, I want you to remember this room. Remember that you're being backed by your country. To the Social Security Board, I thank you. Thank you for looking beyond the balance sheets of poor families and seeing the human capital in Belize. 23 years ago, you changed my life, and today you're changing theirs. Scholars, do your part, study hard, stay honest, and go change your country. Thank you and congratulations.
The program was established in 2001 and has since assisted hundreds of Belizean students. SSB Communications Director Vanessa Bayo says the 25th anniversary represents a significant milestone for an initiative that continues to create educational opportunities for young people.
Today, the Social Security Board is celebrating the 25th anniversary of our Scholarship Award program. For the past 25 years, the Social Security Board has been transforming lives through education. So because we have this yearly scholarship program, we received 200 applications. The scholarship covers, it's actually a support towards tuition. So at the high school level, you get $1,200 each year towards your tuition, and for the associate degree scholarship, you get $1,000 per semester.
The ceremony was attended by members of the SSB board, including Chairperson Cherie Smiling Craig, along with former scholarship recipients and the students' families. The scholarships were formally presented by CEO Palma and Senior Communications Director Moava Garcia Fuller. A solidarity march was held in Belize City today ahead of August 9, Child and Adolescent Sexual Violence Day. The initiative was inspired by Breeze of Hope, a Bolivia-based organization that has been promoting awareness and solidarity actions across the region. The march was organized by the National Women's Commission, a government body that promotes gender equality and works to address issues affecting women and girls, including gender-based violence and abuse. The Commission partnered with the Belize Police Department, the Belize Coast Guard, the National Commission for Families and Children, the Ministry of Human Development, Family Support and Gender Affairs, along with non-governmental organizations and other stakeholders to stand in solidarity for victims and survivors. Participants gathered at Battlefield Park before making their way down Albert Street, continuing onto Dr. Dame Minita Gordon Drive, formerly Regent Street, and ending back at Battlefield Park. Executive Director of the National Women's Commission, Eleanor Murillo, explained why Belize joined the regional program and the importance of standing in solidarity with the survivors.
It has become rampant and we have just slid it under the rug like it's nothing, but it does have long-term effects on victims and survivors who do not get the necessary treatment and support that they need, or even when they're navigating the system and not getting adequate services. So today we're here to send a message that enough is enough. We need to call it out and spread awareness, especially as children will soon be going back to school. Many times our children are left by themselves to fend for themselves, and during these things, you know, all kinds of things happen. Predators prey on them, and so we just want to highlight with the role of parents as well to ensure that their children are safe, you know, loved and cared for, and not left to the mercy of the world. There are many ways that you can deal with it. Speak to someone that you trust. You can do journals. You can use your social media platform to spread awareness, even if you don't want to speak out or to be out here with us. So there are many ways that you can help. When you see something, say something. Call 911. Don't pull out the phone and start videoing, because that it helps to some extent, but it really does not help. We want to ensure that people are safe in our communities, especially, as I say, our little children and our young people.
Murillo says the march is also a reminder that preventing abuse and supporting survivors requires collective action. We spoke with NCFC Executive Director Shakira Sutherland, Human Development Communications Officer Michelle Rodriguez, and NWC Program Officer Jared Coleman about their participation and views on the importance of the march.
So we are representing, and when I say we, NCFC, we're here to support our Belizean children. We are doing the Blue Teddy Bear campaign, and so it is important for NCFC, along with the National Women's Commission and the Ministry of Human Development, Family Support and Gender Affairs, to ensure that we highlight these days to the general public and the community at large, allowing them to understand that child protection is extremely important and we need to protect our children.
I'm here to support this cause because it is something that one of the campaigns that our ministry does. As you know, the ministry is very involved with, abuse, and not just children but also women. And so this is one of the campaigns that we very much support. So that's why we're out here today.
Well, one of the things that I want to speak about as it relates to men is boys do suffer from sexual abuse and sexual violence. No, for us it's a bit more difficult to speak up because obviously we face certain discriminations, and it's more harder, especially as men, as we grow up, to go and report certain issues to the police or even to talk about it. So I think being a man, initially I feel like I can reach a lot of young kids, especially, we have the cadets out here who, we don't know what some of these youths go through. So I think seeing me out here is important for them.
Organizers say they hope the initiative will keep the conversation going, encouraging stronger partnerships to help prevent sexual violence and create safer environments for Belize's children and adolescents. And the National MSME Roadshow took place today in Dangriga town, bringing business support and opportunities closer to entrepreneurs in the south. The program was held yesterday and today at the Russell Chista Garcia Auditorium, giving micro, small and medium-sized business owners a chance to access training, information and support to help them strengthen and grow their businesses. Now in its third year, the National MSME Roadshow has been making its way into communities across the country, taking these services directly to entrepreneurs. This year's roadshow has already made stops in several communities, with Dangriga being the latest stop as the nationwide tour continues. The two-day event featured training sessions and discussions on areas such as business development, financial management, and digital marketing, among other tools to help the entrepreneurs improve the way they manage and grow their businesses. We spoke with the Executive Director of the Economic Development Council Secretariat, Carmen Sosa, about the event.
Today is a formalization clinic and expo. We invite all of the Dangriga community to come out and support our vendors, all our business community also to come out and become informed. The formalization clinic really and truly, the objective of it is to connect small businesses with the right information, with the right people within government to understand, what it means to formalize, the benefits that come with formalization. Today, for example, we have the participation of the Belize Tax Service. We're trying to demystify paying taxes and being a part of the legal system for micro and small businesses, and letting them understand that paying your taxes means that we can support you better. We also have the Social Security Board present to talk about the benefits that come with also being a part of the Social Security scheme. If you're a solopreneur, you can sign up and register as a self-employed. We have the participation of the Labor Department, of the Ministry of Rural Transformation and the Town Council, which are here ideally to talk about the introduction of the new trade license regime and how that impacts you. The vendors, the small businesses that actually make the local economy of Dangriga are here, excited to also showcase their products and have you support them.
The roadshow also gave local entrepreneurs a chance to showcase and sell their products as part of the Buy Belizean Expo. We spoke with Facilitation Coordinator Angelita Stain Henderson about their booth.
We offer job preparedness trainings as well as capacity development training. So the job preparedness trainings is basically for persons who are unemployed, and we give them the skills necessary for them to find employment. And then of course, like I mentioned before, we do have our capacity development trainings, and we equip persons who are already employed with the skills, knowledge for them to be more effective at their job. If you visit our booth, you can scan the code on this particular flyer, and you will have a digital copy of our training calendar for the rest of the year. And then also too, we do have our data needs assessment that we like for persons to be a part of, just so that we can get some feedback on what types of trainings we should be providing to Dangriga and to, in general, the Belizean public.
The National MSME Roadshow now heads to Belize City on August 12, 13, and 15. In more news, a Belize City man has been fined more than $1,500 after admitting that he assaulted another motorcyclist following a traffic collision. 22-year-old Kieron Garbett appeared in court today, where he pleaded guilty to one count of harm against 46-year-old Marvin Edwards. The charge arose from an incident on July 30th at the intersection of George and Bishop Streets. Edwards told police that a motorcycle driven by Garbett collided with his motorcycle, and when he questioned Garbett about it, Garbett punched him in the face and later threatened him with a pocket knife. Police officers in the area were alerted and both men were taken to the Precinct 1 police station. Edwards was issued medico-legal forms while Garbett was detained and later charged. In court, Garbett told the magistrate that Edwards had crashed into him. He nevertheless admitted causing harm and accepted responsibility for his actions. Garbett was fined $1,500 with $5 in court costs. He has until November 30th to pay or face 5 months in prison. Neither man was charged in connection with the traffic collision. In police news also, police formations in Bella Vista and Dangriga have continued their weekly community outreach initiatives to strengthen cooperation between officers and residents. In Bella Vista, Inspector Usher led officers on a meet and greet operation in that village's central area today. Residents discussed community safety concerns with the police, and the police documented for follow-up and welcomed the continued presence of officers in the area. Meanwhile, Dangriga police visited Chico Ramos Street and Rivers Estate. That operation was led by Deputy Commander of the Sand Creek Police Formation Inspector Alvarez, along with officers from the Prosecution Branch, Community-Oriented Policing Unit, and Traffic Department. Residents of Chico Ramos Street described their neighborhood as peaceful and said the community does not tolerate criminal or disorderly conduct. At Rivers Estate, residents raised several concerns, discussing possible solutions with the police. The officers assured them that the issues would be addressed through continued patrols and community engagement. Police say the weekly operations are intended to build trust, identify community concerns, and improve public safety. We have the final segment of the news coming up immediately after this next commercial break.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 68 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
No right. Garbage in the streets, creating dump sites, throwing a trash on the highway. We not fit do that. Only we could stop this. Each of we play an important part in protecting our beautiful country. This that we believe. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, your modern solution for safe and convenient parking in downtown Belize City. With easy payment options such as prepaid cards or coins, parking downtown has never been easier. Enjoy affordable rates as low as 75 cents for 15 minutes, $1.50 for 30 minutes, and $3 for an hour. Open and available 24/7. Park smart. Park safe. Park at the William David Fonseca Parking Facility. Modern, secure, convenient. Your Belize City Council. Always about the people.
Welcome back. We continue with the evening news here on Love Television. The Belize Defence Force Volunteer Battalion concluded today its annual battle camp in southern Belize following 2 weeks of intensive military training. During the exercise, volunteers strengthened their knowledge and practical skills in fieldcraft, jungle survival, tactical operations, and internal security. BDF Commander Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez visited the camp earlier today, thanked the volunteers for dedicating their time to the training.
Apart from being mothers, fathers, they have their regular jobs, and yet they take the time out, they make the sacrifice to learn to be soldiers, to train to be soldiers, and to come out here for 2 weeks to help other soldiers learn the basic skills of soldiering. So for these 2 weeks, they have focused on certain aspects of jungle training and IS, but I believe that they have enhanced all their basic soldier skills. So land navigation, first aid training, drill, weapon handling, and physical fitness were all emphasized. And I think the battle camp for this year, 2026, was a complete success, thanks to the hard work of the training staff, the soldiers who showed up, and the volunteer commander, Lieutenant Colonel Ramos.
The annual battle camp forms a mandatory part of the volunteer battalion's training program. Held in different tactical areas across Belize, and designed to ensure that volunteers remain prepared to support the regular force and other authorities when needed. Training generally includes patrolling, defensive and offensive maneuvers, tracking, stealth movement, shelter construction and water collection. The volunteers also participate in exercises based on border security and domestic emergencies. The two-week camp ended with final evaluations and, of course, their closing activities. And the Belize City Council is preparing to strengthen its partnership with the Turneffe Atoll Sustainability Association, known as TASA, to support marine conservation and improve the city's resilience to hurricanes and climate change. Yesterday, Mayor Bernard Wagner led a council delegation on a tour of Turneffe Atoll ahead of the anticipated signing of a memorandum of understanding between the two groups. The delegation included councillors Stefan Hamilton and Sherwin Garcia, along with the city administrator, city planner, CIMA manager, programs manager, other council employees. During the visit, the team toured TASA's radar monitoring and compliance base, where personnel use technology to monitor activities across the atoll and assist with enforcing conservation regulations. The delegation also visited a fishing camp to learn more about the communities and livelihoods that depend on Turneffe's marine resources. The tour concluded at Calabash Key, where TASA representatives provided an overview of the association's work to protect and sustainably manage the ecosystem. While Turneffe is internationally recognized as a leading destination for permit fishing, the atoll also provides an important layer of natural protection for Belize City. Its network of mangrove islands helps reduce the effects of storm surges and hurricanes along the country's vulnerable coastline. Turneffe also serves as a spawning and aggregation area for several marine species, supporting Belize's fisheries, tourism industry, food security, and coastal livelihoods. The City Council says the visit highlighted the direct connection between the health of the atoll and the future resilience of Belize City. The proposed agreement is expected to provide a framework through which the Council and TASA can collaborate on conservation, public education, and climate resilience programs. The visit was hosted by TASA Executive Director Valdemar Andrade, Tourism Business Development Manager Deloni Coleman, and the association's team, and sponsored by the Protected Areas Conservation Trust. With that story, we wrap this evening's edition of the Evening News, Love Live at 6, here on Love Television. We thank you very much for choosing us, and of course, we'll be back on Monday night for Love Live at 6 again, same time, same place. It was a pleasure for me reading tonight's news. Stay with us. Coming up next, the latest weather report. Have a great weekend, a good night. I want to thank the crew behind the scene, Giovanni Castro and Greg Canello, and the crew also in the newsroom who put it all together every day for your information. Thanks again for choosing us. Have a good night. I'm Ernesto Vasquez.
Good evening. Mainly fair conditions prevail over the country, and in the 24-hour forecast, skies will be generally cloudy tonight and then sunny with a few cloudy spells tomorrow. Showers or thunderstorms will be generally isolated, with a few more affecting the south late tonight into tomorrow morning. Then low temperatures will reach around 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 inland, and then 68 in the mountains. High temperatures for tomorrow will reach around 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 95 inland, then 83 up in the hills. Winds over the open sea will be from the east at 5 to 15 knots, with sea conditions being light chop. And then high tides occur at 6:26 this evening and then at 4:54 tomorrow morning, while low tides occur at 10:20 tonight and at 1:06 tomorrow afternoon. The moon will rise at 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, then set at 2:51 tomorrow afternoon, while the sun will set at 6:23 this evening and rise at 5:33 tomorrow morning. And now for the extended forecast. Mainly fair weather is expected to continue for Saturday night and Sunday, with showers or thunderstorms being isolated. And now for the sargassum update. There is a high chance that more sargassum mats could impact beaches, especially over the northern half of the country during the next few days. And finally, for the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the North Atlantic Basin during the next 48 hours. And this has been this evening's weather report from the National Meteorological Service.